Dr. Lisa Martinez looked out the window of her medical ship and saw nothing but empty space. The stars were far apart here in Sector 7. Most ships avoided this place. Smart captains knew better than to come here. Lisa was not like most captains. She was a doctor who helped aliens when they got sick or hurt. Her ship was called Harmony's Edge. It was small, but had the best medical tools in the galaxy. She had been flying around the outer rim for 3 years now, helping anyone who needed. Her crew was small but good. Jake Stevens was the pilot. He was young but could fly through anything. Amy Clark took care of the ship's engines. She could fix anything that broke. Ryan Cole was their security officer. He kept them safe when things went wrong. They all knew. The stories about Sector 7. Everyone in the galaxy knew about Zareth K. The beast was huge, bigger than any ship. It had killed millions of people across 17 different worlds. No army could stop it. No weapon could hurt it. The creature would appear out of nowhere and destroy everything. It would smash cities and break ships like toys. Then it would disappear back into space. The survivors would be left with nothing. Many would die slowly from hunger and cold. The Galactic Council had given up on Sector 7. They put up warning signs and told everyone to stay away. 12 worlds with billions of people were cut off from the rest of the galaxy. The Council said it was better to lose those worlds and risk the beast spreading to other places. Lisa did not agree with this. She thought every life was worth saving. That was why she became a doctor. That was why she came to places like Sector 7 when others would not. The communication system beeped. Lisa pressed a button to answer. A man's voice came through, full of static and fear. "This is Commander Alex Turner from Phoenix Base. Is anyone out there? We need help." Lisa looked at her crew. They all knew Phoenix Base was the last human research station in Sector 7. If Turner was calling for help, something very bad was happening. "This is Dr. Martinez on the Harmony's Edge. We can hear you, Commander. What is your situation?" There was a long pause. Then Turner spoke again, his voice shaking. "Zareth Ka has been spotted. It's heading for Kepler 442b. The colony there has 40,000 people, mostly human families. Kids and old people who came here to start new lives." Lisa felt her heart sink. Kepler 442b was a farming world. The people there had no weapons. They had no way to fight the beast. When Zareth Ka arrived, they would all die. "How long do we have?" Lisa asked. 18 hours. Maybe less. The beast moves fast when it wants to. Jake turned around in his pilot's seat. "Doc, we need to get out of here." Earth Command ordered all ships to stay away from Zareth Ka. "If we go near that thing, it will kill us all." Amy nodded. "Jake's right. Our ship is not built for fighting. We have medical tools, not weapons." Ryan crossed his arms. "I've seen the reports. Every military ship that tried to fight that thing was destroyed. What can we do that they could not?" Lisa looked at her crew. They were scared. She was scared, too, but she could not let 40,000 people die without trying to help. "We're doctors," she said. "We took an oath to help people. We don't get to choose which people are worth saving." Jake shook his head. "Doc, I respect you, but this is suicide. That thing has killed everyone who got close to it." Lisa walked to the main computer. She pulled up files about Zareth Ka. The beast was 30 meters tall. It had crystal armor that could stop any weapon. Parts of it were alive, like an animal. Other parts were like a machine. When it got hurt, it would heal itself in minutes. "Look at this," Lisa said, pointing to the screen. "Every report says the same thing. The beast appears, destroys everything, then leaves. But why? What does it want?" Amy came over to look. "Maybe it's just crazy. Some animals kill for no reason. No, Lisa said. Look at the pattern. It doesn't attack every world. Only certain ones. There has to be a reason. Ryan joined. Them at the computer. What kind of reason? Lisa scrolled through more files. I don't know yet, but we won't find out by running away. The communication system beeped again. Turner's voice came through, weaker now. Is anyone still there? Please. These people have nowhere to go. There? Ships are too slow to escape. If someone doesn't help, they're all going to die. Lisa looked at her crew one more time. She could see they were torn between fear and duty. They were good people. They wanted to help, but they also wanted to live. I'm not ordering anyone to come with me, Lisa said. If you want to leave, I understand. But I'm going to Kepler 442b. Those people need a doctor. There was silence on the ship. Then Jake sighed and turned back to his controls. Where are we going, Doc? Amy smiled. I'll make sure the engines are ready. Ryan checked his weapons. I'll prepare the security systems. Won't do much good against that thing, but maybe we can help with the evacuation. Lisa felt proud of her crew. They were brave people. Maybe they could not stop Zareth Ka, but they could try to save some lives. Set course for Kepler 442b, Lisa said. Maximum speed. The ship turned and began to move faster. They were flying toward the most dangerous creature in the galaxy. Lisa knew they might not survive, but she also knew they had to try. As they traveled through space, Lisa kept reading about Zareth Ka. Something about the beast bothered her. All the reports said it was a monster. But monsters usually had reasons for what they did. Even angry animals had causes for their anger. She pulled up medical scans from old battles. The beast had a strange mix of organic and mechanical parts. It was like nothing she had ever seen. But some of the readings looked familiar. They reminded her of something, but she could not figure out what. Doc, Jake called from the pilot seat. I'm picking up something on the scanner. It's big, really big. Lisa ran to the front of the ship. On the scanner, she could see a massive shape moving through space. It was heading in the same direction they were, toward Kepler 442b. Is that it? Amy asked, her voice quiet. Lisa looked at the scanner reading. The shape was 30 meters long and moving at incredible speed. There was only one thing in the galaxy that big and that fast. That's Zareth Ka, Lisa said. The beast was ahead of them, racing toward the colony world. 40,000 people were waiting there, not knowing that death was coming for them. They had no idea that their last hope was a small medical ship with 4 people who had no idea what they were doing, but Lisa was determined to try. She had to find a way to help those people, even if it meant facing the most feared creature in the galaxy. The Harmony's Edge arrived at Kepler 442b 12 hours later. Lisa could see the planet below them, green and blue like Earth. It looked peaceful. But she knew that would not last long. Jake pointed to his scanner. I'm reading lots of ships leaving the planet. Looks like they started evacuating. Lisa opened a communication channel to the planet. A woman's voice answered right away. This is Governor Patricia Wood. Who is this? Dr. Lisa Martinez on the medical ship Harmony's Edge. We came to help with the evacuation. There was surprise in the governor's voice. Doctor, you shouldn't be here. Zareth Ka could arrive any moment. It's too dangerous. That's exactly why. We're here, Lisa said. How many people have you gotten off the planet? About 15,000 so far. But our ships are old and slow. We can't get everyone out in time. Lisa looked at her crew. 25,000 people were still on the planet. That was too many to save with the ships they had. Governor, we need to talk in person. Can you send us landing coordinates? Doctor, I really think you should leave while you still can. I'm not leaving, Lisa said firmly. Send us the coordinates. The ship landed at the main spaceport. Lisa could see the panic everywhere. Families were running toward ships with whatever they could carry. Children were crying. Parents looked scared and desperate. Governor Wood met them at the landing pad. She was an older woman with gray hair and tired eyes. With her was a tall man in a military uniform. This is Sam Harper, our defense coordinator, the governor said. He's been tracking Zarethka's approach. Sam shook Lisa's hand. Doctor, I've read about your work helping alien colonies, but this is different. This thing kills everything it touches. Lisa looked around at the chaos. How long do we have? 6 hours, maybe 7, Sam said. The beast stopped moving about an hour ago. It's just sitting in space above our moon. We don't know why. This was strange. Lisa had read every report about Zarethkas. The creature never stopped. It always attacked right away. Why was it waiting? Can you show me everything you know about the beast? Lisa asked. Sam led them to a command center. The walls were covered with screens showing data about Zarethka. Lisa saw pictures of the creature from old battles. It was huge and terrifying, with crystal armor that glowed with energy. But as Lisa studied the images, she noticed something odd. The beast's shape was not random. It had a design to it. Almost like it was built for a purpose. Jake was helping coordinate the evacuation with the spaceport workers. Amy was checking their ship's engines in case they needed to leave quickly. Ryan was talking to the local security forces about defensive positions. Lisa focused on the data. She pulled up reports from every world Zarethka had attacked. She wanted to find a pattern. Sam, look at this, she said, pointing to a list of destroyed worlds. What do all these places have in common? Sam studied the list. They're all colonies, fairly new ones mostly. What else? Lisa asked. The governor looked over Sam's shoulder. They all had advanced technology. Military bases, weapons factories, research stations. Lisa felt excited. She was starting to see something important. What about worlds without those things? Has Zarethka ever attacked a simple farming planet or a mining colony? Sam checked his computer. No, never. It only goes after worlds with high technology and military capability. This was the key. Lisa was sure of it. Zarethka was not attacking randomly. It was choosing its targets based on something specific. Show me the damage reports, Lisa said. I want to see exactly what gets destroyed. Sam pulled up detailed reports from previous attacks. Lisa read through them carefully. On every world, Zarethka had destroyed military bases first, then weapons factories, then government buildings and communication centers. But it left other things alone. Hospitals were damaged, but not completely destroyed. Schools were mostly untouched. Farms and civilian areas had less damage than military zones. It's not trying to kill everyone, Lisa said slowly. It's trying to destroy their ability to fight wars. The governor looked confused. What do you mean? Lisa stood up, her mind racing. Think about it. Every world it attacks becomes helpless. No weapons, no military, no advanced technology. The people who survive can't hurt anyone else. Sam shook his head. That's crazy. It's a monster. Monsters don't think about things like that. But what if it's not a monster? Lisa asked. What if it's something else? Before anyone could answer, alarms started going off. A voice came over the intercom. All personnel to emergency stations. Zarethka is moving. Estimated arrival in 30 minutes. Lisa ran to the window. She could see the beast in the distance, coming down from space. It was huge, bigger than she had imagined. Its crystal armor reflected the sunlight, making it look like a falling star. But something was wrong. The creature was moving slowly, much slower than the reports said it should. And it was not heading for the military bases or the spaceport. It was flying toward the agricultural district, where most of the remaining civilians were hiding. That doesn't match the pattern, Lisa said. It should be attacking the military first. Jake ran into the command center. Doc, we need to go. That thing will be here in minutes. Lisa watched Zarethka through the window. The beast had stopped again. It was hovering over the farming district, but it was not attacking. It was just waiting. Something's different, she said. This is not how it usually behaves. Amy came running in. The evacuation ships are almost ready to launch. But there are still 10,000 people who won't make it. Lisa made a decision that surprised everyone, including herself. I want to. Get closer to it. Ryan stared at her. Doc, that's suicide. No, it's not, Lisa said. Look at it. It's not attacking. It had plenty of chances to destroy our ship when we landed. It could have killed the evacuation ships, but it didn't. The governor grabbed Lisa's arm. Doctor, please. You can't possibly think you can reason with that thing. Lisa pulled up more data on her portable computer. She had been studying the medical scans from old battles. Now she saw something she had missed before. Look at these readings, she said, showing the screen to Sam. These are biological signs from Zareth during combat. Heart rate, brain activity, stress hormones. Sam looked confused. I don't understand medical data. These are the readings of something in pain, Lisa explained. Not anger, not hunger. Pain, like it's hurt and scared. The building shook as Zareth moved closer. Through the window, Lisa could see the creature clearly now. It was beautiful in a terrifying way. The crystal parts glowed with soft light. The organic parts moved with fluid grace. But Lisa could also see damage, scars on the crystal armor, missing pieces that had never grown back. This creature had been hurt many times. I think it's trying to help, Lisa said quietly. Everyone stared at her like she was crazy. Help? The governor asked. It's killed millions of people. What if those people died by accident? Lisa said, what if it's trying to stop wars, but doesn't know how to do it without causing damage? Jake shook his head. Doc, even if you're right, we can't take that risk. Lisa looked out at Zareth again. The creature was still hovering, still waiting. It had not hurt anyone since arriving. That had to mean something. I'm going out there, she said. Her crew looked shocked. Sam and the governor tried to argue with her, but Lisa had made up her mind. If I'm wrong, you can evacuate the remaining people while it's busy with me, she said. If I'm right, maybe we can save everyone. She headed for the door. Her crew followed, as she knew they would. They might think she was crazy, but they would not let her face this alone. As they walked to their ship, Lisa could feel Zareth watching them. The creature's massive head turned to follow their movement, but it did not attack. It just watched, like it was curious about what these small beings were going to do. Lisa hoped she was right about the creature's true nature, because in a few minutes she was going to bet her life on it. Lisa's ship lifted off from the spaceport and flew towards Zareth. Jake's hands shook as he held the controls. Amy watched the engine readings nervously. Ryan kept checking his weapons, even though they all knew the guns would be useless. Doc, this is the craziest thing we've ever done, Jake said. And we've done some pretty crazy things. Lisa stared at the creature through the front window. Up close, Zareth was even more incredible. The crystal parts of its body pulsed with gentle light. The organic sections moved like they were breathing. It was like a living mountain floating in space. Take us closer, Lisa said. How close? Jake asked. Close enough to touch it. Ryan grabbed the back of Lisa's chair. Doc, if you're wrong about this thing, we're all dead in about 30 seconds. Lisa watched Zarethka's massive head turn toward their tiny ship. She could see what looked like eyes, huge and dark and ancient. For a moment, she felt like the creature was looking directly at her. Then something impossible happened. The creature moved backward, giving their ship more room. It was being careful not to hurt them. It's trying not to scare us, Lisa said with wonder. A deep sound came from Zereth K, like singing, but lower than any human voice. The ship's hull vibrated with the noise. Amy checked her instruments. It's not trying to damage us, she said, with surprise. That sound is actually helping our engines run smoother. Lisa made another crazy decision. Open a communication channel. All frequencies. Jake looked at her like she had lost her mind. Doc, the thing doesn't talk. How do we know? Has anyone ever tried? Jake opened the channel. Lisa took a deep breath and spoke. Zarethka, this is Dr. Lisa Martinez. Can you understand me? The singing sound stopped. For a long moment, there was silence. Then the creature moved closer to their ship. Lisa could see details in its crystal armor now. There were patterns carved into the surface, like writing or art dot. Suddenly, the ship shook. But not from an attack. Energy from Zarethka was surrounding them, pulling them gently toward the creature's body. It's taking us inside, Amy said, her voice tight with fear. Should I fight it? Ryan asked, his hand on the weapon controls. No, Lisa said. Let it happen. The ship was drawn into an opening in Zarethka's chest. Lisa expected to find themselves in a stomach or a trap. Instead, they entered a vast space filled with soft light and breathable air. The walls around them were alive. They pulsed with gentle rhythms like a heartbeat. Strange symbols glowed on the surfaces, changing and moving like they were trying to communicate. We can breathe in here, Amy said, checking her instruments. The air is cleaner than on most planets. Lisa unbuckled her safety belt and stood up. I'm going outside. Doc, no, Jake said. We don't know what's out there. We're not going to learn anything sitting in here. Lisa opened the ship's door and stepped out. The ground under her feet felt warm and soft, like living tissue. But it supported her weight easily. The chamber they were in was enormous. The ceiling was so high she could barely see it. Organic structures grew from the walls like trees, but they glowed with inner light. Her crew followed her out of the ship. They stayed close together, ready to run back inside if needed. Look at this, Amy said, pointing to one of the wall structures. These look like medical instruments, but huge ones. Lisa approached the wall. Amy was right. The structures looked like surgical tools and diagnostic equipment, but built for someone 30 meters tall. It's a medical bay, Lisa realized. Zarethka is set up to heal people. Jake shook his head. That can't be right. This thing kills people. Lisa walked deeper into the chamber. More medical equipment became visible, but much of it was damaged. Some pieces were completely broken. Others showed signs of old repairs done badly. Ryan, look at this, Lisa called. She was standing in front of a wall covered with images. They moved like videos, showing scenes from across the galaxy. Lisa saw worlds she recognized, and many she did not. But the images were not of destruction. They showed suffering, plagues that killed millions, wars that destroyed entire civilizations, natural disasters that left survivors to starve. These are records, Lisa said, but not of attacks. They're records of tragedies. The images changed. Now they showed Zarethka arriving at different worlds. But in these pictures, the creature was not destroying. It was helping, using its massive medical tools to treat plagues, building shelters for disaster survivors, stopping wars by disabling weapons. I don't understand, Jake said. If it was helping, Why do all the reports say it was destroying everything? Amy pointed to another set of images. These showed what happened after Zarethka helped. On some worlds, the people were grateful. They worked with the creature to rebuild their civilizations better than before. But on other worlds, the people were afraid. They attacked Zarethka with weapons. They called it a monster and tried to drive it away. Some people preferred to suffer rather than accept help from something they did not understand. The attacks, Lisa said slowly. They started when people began shooting at it. The images showed the change. As more civilizations attacked Zarethka, the creature became confused and hurt. Its healing attempts became clumsy. Accidents happened. Buildings collapsed when the creature tried to help, but was too big. People died when Zarethka tried to stop weapons, but used too much force. It's been trying to help for thousands of years, Lisa whispered, but it doesn't know how to do it. Without scaring people, the wall images changed again. Now they showed recent events. Zarethka flying through space, avoiding populated areas. The creature was lonely and confused. It wanted to help, but was afraid of causing more harm. A sound came from somewhere deep in the chamber. It was the same singing they had heard before, but sadder now. Lisa realized it was crying. "It's in pain," she said. "Not physical pain. Emotional pain." She walked toward the sound. Her crew followed nervously. They found themselves in another chamber, smaller than the first. This one felt more personal. Like a bedroom or private space. In the center of the room was a depression in the floor, filled with soft, glowing material. Zarethka's consciousness was focused here. Lisa could feel the creature's attention like a warm presence. "I know you're listening," Lisa said to the empty air. "I know you understand me." The glow in the room pulsed brighter. "You've been trying to help people, but they don't understand. They think you're a monster because you're so big and powerful." The singing sound came again, softer now. Lisa sat down on the edge of the glowing depression. "I'm a doctor too. I know how it feels when people are afraid of you, even though you're trying to help them." Images appeared on the walls around them. They showed Lisa's own memories. Times when alien patients had been afraid of her because she was human. Times when her treatments had failed and people had blamed her. The loneliness of being the only doctor in dangerous places where no one else would go. "You can see my thoughts," Lisa said with wonder. The images changed to show Zarethka's memories. Lisa saw the creature as it had been long ago, part of a whole species of giant healers. They had traveled between worlds, helping anyone who needed it. They had been loved and respected across the galaxy, but wars had come. The healer species had tried to stop the fighting. They had become targets because their healing powers made them dangerous to military leaders. One by one they had been hunted down and killed. Zarethka was the last one left. It had been alone for thousands of years, trying to continue its species' work. But without others to guide it, the creature had made mistakes. The mistakes had made people fear it. The fear had made the mistakes worse. "You're not a monster," Lisa said gently. "You're just hurt and alone." The chamber filled with a sound like sobbing. After thousands of years, someone finally understood what Zarethka really was. But understanding was only the first step. The creature's mind was badly damaged by centuries of trauma and loneliness. If Lisa wanted to help it, she would need to find a way to heal wounds that went deeper than any physical injury, and she would have to do it soon. The people on the planet below were still in danger, not from Zarethka's evil intentions, but from its pain. Lisa stood up and walked around the glowing chamber. She could feel Zarethka's sadness like a weight in the air. The creature had been carrying this pain for thousands of years. No wonder it had made so many mistakes. "Can you show me how your people used to heal minds?" Lisa asked. The walls lit up with new images. Lisa saw the ancient healers working together. When one of them was hurt or confused, the others would link their minds together. They would share the pain and help each other heal from the inside. But Zareth-Ka was alone. It had no one to share its pain with, no one to help it think clearly. The creature had been trying to heal itself for centuries, but it was like trying to operate on your own brain. "What if I helped you?" Lisa said. "What if we linked our minds like your people used to do?" The glow in the room flickered nervously. Images appeared showing the dangers. Human minds were small compared to Zareth-Ka's. The connection could kill Lisa or drive her insane. Jake grabbed Lisa's arm. "Doc, you can't be serious. That thing could destroy your mind without even trying." "It's the only way to help it," Lisa said. "And if we don't help it, the creature will keep making mistakes. More people will die." Amy shook her head. "There has to be another way." "Look around," Lisa said, pointing to the damaged medical equipment. "It's been trying to fix itself for thousands of years. Nothing else has worked." Ryan checked his weapon nervously. "What if something goes wrong? What if it loses control and hurts you?" Lisa looked at the walls showing Zareth-Ka's memories. The creature had been in pain for so long. It deserved a chance to heal, even if it was dangerous. "If something goes wrong, get back to the ship and leave," Lisa told her crew. "Tell the galaxy what we learned here. Let them know Zareth-Ka isn't evil, just hurt." Before anyone could argue more, Lisa sat down in the center of the glowing depression. "I'm ready," she said to the creature. The glow around her grew brighter. Lisa felt a tingling sensation in her head, like someone was gently touching her thoughts. Then the world changed. Suddenly, Lisa was not sitting in the chamber anymore. She was floating in space, but she could breathe and move like she was underwater. Around her, she could see the memories of an entire species. She saw the first healers, beings of incredible wisdom and compassion. They had discovered that some injuries went deeper than flesh and bone. They had learned to heal hearts and minds as well as bodies. For millions of years, they had traveled the galaxy as a force for good. They had ended wars not through violence, but by healing the fear and anger that caused them. They had cured diseases not just of the body, but of the spirit. But then the dark times came. Some species decided that the healers were too powerful. They worried that beings who could change minds might try to control them. Fear grew into hatred. Hatred grew into war. Lisa experienced the horror of the last great battle. She felt the pain of the healers as they were hunted down by the very people they had tried to help. She felt Zareth-Ka's terror as it watched its family and friends die one by one. The last healer had hidden itself in the far reaches of space, but it could not stop trying to help. It was like asking a river to stop flowing or a star to stop shining. Helping others was what it was made to do, but without the guidance of its people, Zareth-Ka had made mistakes. It had tried to stop wars by destroying weapons, but the weapons were too close to cities. It had tried to cure plagues by removing sick people from healthy ones, but the separation had caused panic. Each mistake had made the creature more desperate. Each failure had damaged its mind a little more. The healing instincts that had once been so precise had become crude and dangerous. "I understand now," Lisa said, her voice echoing in the memory space. "You're not broken. You're just using tools that are too big for the job." She felt Zareth-Ka's attention focus on her. The creature's mind was vast and ancient, but it was also careful. It was trying hard not to hurt her small human consciousness. "Show me how your people used to do the mind healing," Lisa said. The memories changed. Lisa saw healers working together to repair damaged minds. They would surround the hurt being with love and understanding. Then very gently, they would help reorganize the confused thoughts and painful memories. But Lisa was just one person. She could not surround Zareth-Ka's huge mind, the way a whole species used to do. She needed a different approach. "What if we worked together?" Lisa suggested. "What if you helped me understand your medical knowledge, and I helped you understand how to use it more carefully?" The idea excited Zarethka. For the first time in thousands of years, it would have a partner, someone who understood its true purpose, but the connection was dangerous. Lisa could feel her human mind struggling to process information meant for a much larger consciousness. Her thoughts were getting jumbled. Her memories were mixing with Zarethka's. Back in the real world, Jake was shaking Lisa's body. "Doc, wake up. Something's wrong." Lisa's eyes had rolled back in her head. Her body was shaking. The glow around her was getting brighter and more chaotic. Amy was scanning Lisa with her medical tricorder. "Her brain activity is off the charts. It's like she's having a seizure." Ryan looked around the chamber. The walls were showing confused images now. Scenes from different times and places were mixing together. The creature was losing control. "We have to get her out of there," Jake said. But when he tried to lift Lisa, energy from the depression pushed him back. Lisa was connected to Zarethka now. Breaking the connection suddenly could kill her or drive the creature completely insane. In the memory space, Lisa was struggling to keep her sense of self. Zarethka's experiences were overwhelming her human mind. She was starting to forget who she was. But then she remembered her medical training. When a patient was in shock, you had to stay calm and work step by step. You could not let panic make you rush. "Slow down," Lisa said to Zarethka. "We're trying to do too much at once." She felt the creature's mind pull back a little. The flow of memories became gentler. "Let's start with something small," Lisa suggested. "Show me how to heal one specific type of injury." Zarethka shared knowledge about treating brain trauma, but it showed Lisa how to scale the techniques down for smaller beings. Instead of using massive surgical tools, she could use tiny instruments guided by the same principles. Lisa felt her confidence growing. She shared her own medical knowledge. In return, she showed Zarethka how human doctors built trust with patients, how they explained treatments to reduce fear, how they worked within communities instead of trying to fix everything from the outside. Slowly, the two minds found a balance. Lisa gained access to medical knowledge beyond anything humans had ever dreamed of. Zarethka learned how to apply its ancient wisdom with modern understanding of psychology and social dynamics. But the process was changing both of them. Lisa could feel her consciousness expanding, becoming capable of understanding concepts that had been too complex before. Zarethka was learning to think in smaller, more precise ways. When the connection finally stabilized, Lisa found herself back in the chamber. But everything looked different now. She could see energy patterns in the walls. She could feel the creature's emotions, like colors in the air. "Doc, are you okay?" Jake asked nervously. Lisa stood up slowly. She felt different, like her brain had been rewired. But she also felt more complete than she ever had before. "I'm fine," she said. "Better than fine. We did it." The chamber around them was changing. The damaged medical equipment was repairing itself. The chaotic energy patterns were becoming organized and peaceful. "Zarethka is healing," Lisa explained. "But it's not just going back to the way it was. It's becoming something new, something that can work with smaller species instead of trying to help them from a distance." The walls showed new images, plans for mobile medical stations that could be built inside Zarethka's body, techniques for treating diseases that affected entire civilizations, ways to prevent wars by addressing their root causes. "The galaxy is going to change," Lisa said with wonder. "This is just the beginning." But first, they had to prove that the change was real. The people on the planet below were still afraid. They would not believe that the galaxy's most feared monster had become its greatest healer, unless they saw it with their own eyes. Lisa and her crew returned to their ship inside Zareth Ka's body. But now Lisa could communicate directly with the creature through their mental link. She could feel its thoughts and emotions like they were her own. "We need to show the people on the planet that you're not dangerous," Lisa said to Zareth Ka, "but they're scared. If you appear suddenly, they might panic." Through their connection, Zareth Ka shared its plan. The creature had detected something the humans had missed. A plague was spreading through the colony. It was not killing people yet, but it would start soon. The evacuation ships were carrying the disease to other worlds. "That's why you came here," Lisa realized. "Not to destroy the colony, to help them." Zareth Ka showed her images of the plague. It was a virus that attacked the nervous system. In a few days, infected people would start losing control of their bodies. Within a week, they would die. The colony's doctors had not detected it because the symptoms had not started yet. But Zareth Ka's advanced medical systems could see the virus in people's blood. "We have to warn them," Lisa said. Jake started the ship's engines. Zareth Ka gently carried them out of its body and toward the planet. But instead of the violent approach people expected, the creature moved slowly and carefully. Lisa opened a communication channel to the colony. "Governor Wood, this is Dr. Martinez. You need to stop the evacuation ships. Your people are infected with the plague." The governor's voice came back full of disbelief. "Doctor, what are you talking about? Our medical teams haven't found any diseases." "Your equipment can't detect it yet," Lisa explained. "But Zareth Ka can. That's why it came here. It sensed the plague and wanted to help." There was silence on the communication channel. Then Sam Harper's voice came through. "Doctor, are you saying that thing is trying to help us?" "Yes," Lisa said. "It's not a monster. It's a healer. The last member of an ancient species that used to help civilizations across the galaxy." Lisa could hear people arguing in the background. Some believed her. Others thought she had been brainwashed by the creature. "Let us prove it," Lisa said. "Zareth Ka can cure the plague, but you have to trust us." Governor Wood came back on the channel. "Doctor, even if what you're saying is true, our people are terrified. They see that creature, and they think of death and destruction." Lisa looked out at Zareth Ka floating peacefully above the planet. The creature's crystal armor was glowing with soft, healing light instead of the harsh glare people remembered from old battle videos. "What if we start small?" Lisa suggested. "Just a few volunteers. People who are willing to take the risk." After much discussion, the governor agreed. A small group of colonists who were already showing early symptoms of the plague volunteered to be treated by Zareth Ka. Lisa's ship docked with a medical station on the planet's surface. The volunteers were waiting there, looking nervous but determined. Among them was a young girl named Katie, whose parents had died in a previous Zareth Ka attack years ago on another world. "I don't understand why it would want to help us," Katie said to Lisa. "It killed my family." Lisa knelt down to talk to the girl. Through her connection with Zareth Ka, she could see the creature's memories of that attack. It had been trying to stop a war between two armies. But the battle was happening too close to a civilian area. When Zareth Ka disabled the weapons, the resulting explosions had destroyed nearby buildings. It was trying to stop the fighting, Lisa explained gently. But it didn't know how to do it without accidents. It never meant to hurt your family. It's been carrying the sadness of that mistake for years. Katie looked up at Zareth Ka through the medical station's window. The creature had positioned itself carefully so its shadow would not fall on the building. It was trying not to scare anyone. "It's sad too?" Katie asked. "Very sad," Lisa said. "It wants to help people, but everyone is afraid of it." Zareth Ka began the treatment by extending small medical appendages toward the station. These were nothing like the massive destructive tools people had seen in battle videos. They were delicate and precise, designed for healing rather than fighting. Lisa monitored the process through her mental link with the creature. She could feel Zareth Ka's concentration as it identified and eliminated the plague virus from each patient's bloodstream. The treatment was incredibly advanced, targeting only the harmful virus while leaving healthy cells completely untouched. Within an hour, all the volunteers were cured. Their blood tests showed no trace of the plague that would have killed them within days. News of the successful treatment spread quickly through the colony. More people volunteered to be treated. Zareth Ka worked patiently through the night, curing hundreds of colonists. But the real change came when little Katie asked to speak to Zarethia directly. Lisa helped establish a communication link between the girl and the creature. "Thank you for making me better," Katie said simply. The response came as images and emotions rather than words. Zareth Ka showed Katie how sorry it was about her parents. It shared its own grief and loneliness. For the first time in years, the creature felt forgiveness from someone it had accidentally hurt. Katie began to cry, but not from sadness. "It's been hurting all this time, just like me." Other colonists watched this exchange. They began to understand that Zareth Ka was not the mindless destroyer they had feared. It was a being capable of remorse, compassion, and hope. Over the following days, word spread throughout the galaxy. Videos of Zareth Ka gently treating patients were shared on every communication network. The images were so different from the old battle footage that many people thought they were fake, but more colonies began requesting help. Zareth Ka and Lisa traveled from world to world, treating diseases that local doctors could not cure. They stopped wars not through destruction, but by healing the hatred and fear that caused them not shake. Amy and Ryan became the first humans to work permanently with a Corvani healer. Their ship was modified to dock permanently inside Zareth Ka's body. They became translators and coordinators, helping other species understand that the creature wanted to help them. The Galactic Council was forced to change its policies. Sector 7 was reopened. The quarantine was lifted. Zareth Ka was officially recognized as a medical aid provider rather than a threat. Lisa established the first interspecies healing institute inside Zareth Ka's body. Doctors from dozens of worlds came to learn the advanced medical techniques that had been lost for thousands of years. The creature's vast internal chambers were converted into research labs, training centers, and treatment facilities. But the most important change was in Zareth Ka itself. The creature was no longer alone. It had Lisa as a permanent mental companion, helping it navigate the complex social dynamics of working with smaller species. It had purpose again, but now it could fulfill that purpose without causing harm. 1 year after their first meeting, Lisa stood in Zareth Ka's central chamber, watching dozens of alien doctors working together to cure a plague on a distant world. The creature that had once been the galaxy's greatest fear had become its greatest source of hope. "Are you happy?" Lisa asked Zareth Ka through their mental link. The response came as a warm feeling of contentment and joy. For the first time in thousands of years, Zareth Ka was not alone. It had found its purpose again, and it had learned that sometimes the greatest healing comes not from grand gestures, but from simple understanding and compassion. Katie, now healthy and grown into a young woman, had joined Lisa's team as a trainee doctor. She often told visitors the story of how the galaxy's most feared monster became its greatest healer. Her favorite part was always the same. It just needed someone to understand that it was trying to help. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Sometimes what looks like a monster is really just a healer who has been hurt so badly that they have forgotten how to help without causing harm. And sometimes all it takes is one person willing to look past the fear and see the pain underneath. Zarethka continued to travel through the galaxy, no longer as a source of terror, but as a symbol of hope. Wherever suffering existed, the great healer would come. And now, thanks to Lisa and her team, it knew how to help without causing more pain. The beast that the galaxy had feared was gone. In its place was something far more powerful, a healer, who had remembered how to heal not just bodies, but hearts and minds as well. And that made all the difference.